in a tough-talking campaign.
Temperamentally unfit.
Crooked Hillary.
He's talking moderation.
How about a couple of guys in the middle?
Gary Johnson and running mate Bill Weld, two former governors with a single philosophy.
We are fiscally conservative, over the top. We're socially liberal.
The question now, can a polarized country come together behind that message and get behind these candidates?
I wouldn't be doing this if there weren't the opportunity to win.
The sum of good government is to restrain men from injuring one another.
Thank you for having me here tonight. My question is, the next president will most likely need to appoint a few Supreme Court justices. Could you elaborate on the type of judicial philosophy you would like to see in the next justice?
Well, that there wouldn't be a litmus test, and that you would look at a judge, a potential judge, as looking at the Constitution from the standpoint of original intent. So really looking and following through with the U.S. Constitution.
Thank you. Governors, there's been very little understanding of the differences between low to zero THC potency marijuana that's been associated with helping kids with seizures and helping adults with pain, which is completely different from the high THC pot that has become the norm in Colorado. And we know that it's our understanding that you're supporting full-blown nationwide marijuana commercialization, and like to know the specific steps that you'll take to ensure that our nation's youth are educated on the risks of today's high-potency pot, and also wanted to know if you'll be supportive of potency limits on all forms of marijuana.
You know what we need to do is deschedule marijuana as a Class 1 narcotic. There needs to be research and development on marijuana.
Good evening, Governors. Governor Johnson, as President, you intend to eliminate the Common Core standards as well as the Department of Education. In doing so, what plan does your administration have to ensure all children in all 50 states are accessing high-quality education, and not just those in states who have already adopted it?
Well, first of all, the Department of Education, I do believe, needs to be eliminated. Let's take New York as an example. New York sends Washington 13 cents. It goes through the bureaucratic wash and dry cycle, and it comes back to New York at 11 cents. How do you like that equation? And then the Department of Education says that you need to do A, B, C, and D to get the 11 cents. And it actually costs another 4 pennies for New York to comply with that. I just think that if we gave education to the states, 50 laboratories of innovation and best practice, that we would genuinely have that innovation and best practice that other states would emulate. You know, we'd also have failure that everyone else would avoid. But one size fits all, it just doesn't work.
Thank you. I'm a Bernie supporter, and I'm disappointed about the prospect of voting for someone else. But I've decided that I have to vote for someone that aligns with my values. How are you similar to Bernie Sanders, and what would you say to win my vote?
Well, I think Bernie and I are similar on about 75% of what's out there. And of course, that would be marriage equality, woman's right to choose, legalizing marijuana, let's stop with the military interventions, that crony capitalism is alive and well. But from an economic standpoint, here's my hypothesis, and I might be wrong. If Bernie supporters are really looking for income equality, I don't think that is something that government can accomplish. Taking from Peter to Rob Paul, that's an equation that Peter really loves. But if Bernie supporters are looking for equal opportunity, I think that that is something that can be accomplished. And as governor of New Mexico, arguably having vetoed more legislation than all the other governors in the country combined, I vetoed a whole lot of legislation that wasn't about equal opportunity. It was about giving a continued upper hand to those that could pay for influence and the ability to game the system, if you will. So in politics, you can definitely stand up against gaming the system. In politics, you can definitely stand up for equal opportunity.